in life when you can get people on opposite sides of the fence to come together and work on a project to better a community. To me, it's like the most heartwarming thing in the world. I mean, I don't care if you've got Democrats or Republicans, it doesn't matter. When you have people that are on opposite sides come together to work on something and make it happen, that's beautiful. And that's what this project is doing. So right now you're in Arco, Idaho. This is one of the 2 counties in Idaho that has been losing population, actually. So we're struggling. We've been really struggling. And I am a commissioner here in Butte County. I lived here when I was little. I moved away and I came back and I saw a different town than what I remembered when I was young. And it made me really sad. And so I thought, you know, I could either complain about this and worry, or I can maybe do something to help change it. So that's been my focus, is to try to help change things here and make them better. And we had farms everywhere, and where you had, you know, 7 farmers, now you have 1, and it's more of a conglomerate thing. And these guys they don't need the manpower, they have machines now, and you have people. We have a lot of farms here that have been purchased from people who don't even live here. And so, I mean, there's one farm I can think of that ships all their hay to the Middle East that they grow here. And they have 1 employee. 1. I mean, that farm would have been probably 10 families. This whole valley was marshes and trees, and we had this beautiful river that came through town. It's called the Lost River, but it was always here because it goes out in the middle of the desert and it sinks. And that's why it's called that. Well, now that the ag community diverts all that water, as it comes down, it comes to a certain point, doesn't make it very far into Butte County, and then it's diverted out to canals and it no longer flows down the river. The Department of Water Resources allocated all the water out, basically all of it. And in a drought year, pretty much almost every year, we don't get to see water come down that river. And that changes your whole community when you lose a river. When I was little, like 5, there was a river, I remember it. And I think it was pretty much after that it changed. So now we have an issue where we have people's wells going dry. And a couple years ago, we had 150 wells go dry one summer. And you're talking at least probably around $10,000 to drill down for each of those families. And some of them couldn't afford it and had to sell their property. And so as a commissioner, I see this as a huge issue. We're in trouble. And we can't keep going like this. Our aquifer is getting lower and lower and lower, and people are having to drill. And we can look at the scientific trends and we can see that we're not heading in a good direction. And I know we can't just say, turn our river back on. When the water's been allocated out, you can't just change that. So we're trying to come up with a creative way to create a water recreation area that would allow for recharge as well, taking some of those unused water rights that we have in the valley and putting them all together, putting in a park. It would be a lot different than this. It would be like about a mile-long park with a constantly running stream with fish in it. Would be the longest stretch of fishing in this whole valley, because mostly everything else is privately owned. And it would also allow for some recharge that would be happening all the time to help to keep our aquifer, more charged, so that we don't have as many wells go dry. This is the property, and we were trying to purchase this property over here, and I think it's almost a half-mile wide. We have to purchase the land, and we have to figure out a way to do that. We can't do this project without it. That is one of the best parts about this property, is it comes with the water right, and there's really some creative ways you can use that water to keep water going year round. And it would also be, we would like to put a camping area out here, because this is a launching point for some incredible ATV riding, like just mountains that have unrestricted ATV trails that are beautiful. And so it would be a great camping site. And so we would like, this area right here would be our camping site. So, well, I'm not really sure if we could do the project without it. And to be honest, this community needs a project like this to help us believe in ourselves again, to help build our recreation opportunities, because we need people to want to come here. We are the gateway to Craters of the Moon. People are coming there, 300,000 people a year at least, but they won't stop here and stay, because what are you going to do in Arco? They're driving through to Idaho Falls. And we need things like this to build our community and make it stronger and make it a place that people want to stay and recreate and have things for our kids to do because they're getting bored too. There's absolutely no form of water recreation in this county at all. And so this is our way of bringing some great things to our county, building some positive momentum. So without this, it would be hard. I don't know, we would have to go back to square one, and and there couldn't be a better piece of property than this. So we really, really hope that this comes through for us and that we can use it to help brighten our future, because we definitely are in need. People need parks and parks need people. Save the fund.